Krishnamurti, in dialogue with Dr. Alan W. Anderson. J. Krishnamurti was born in South India and educated in England. For the past 40 years, he has been speaking in the United States, Europe, India, Australia, and other parts of the world. From the outset of his life's work, he repudiated all connections with organized religions and ideologies and said that his only concern was to set men absolutely, unconditionally free. He is the author of many books, among them The Awakening of Intelligence, The Urgency of Change, Freedom from the Known, and The Flight of the Eagle. This is one of a series of dialogues between Krishnamurti and Dr. Alan W. Anderson, who is professor of religious studies at San Diego State University, where he teaches Indian and Chinese scriptures and the oracular tradition. Dr. Anderson, a published poet, received his degree from Columbia University and the Union Theological Seminary. He has been honored with a Distinguished Teaching Award from the California State Universities.
Mr. Krishnamurti, in our last conversation together, we had moved from speaking together concerning fear and the relation between that and transformation of the individual person, which is not dependent on knowledge or time, and then from that we went to pleasure. And just as we reached the end of the conversation, the question of beauty arose. And if it's agreeable with you,
yes,
I should like very much for us to explore that together.
One often wonders why museums are so filled with pictures and statues. Is it because man has lost touch with nature and therefore has to go to these museums to look at the other people's paintings, famous paintings, and some of them are really marvelously beautiful? Why do the museums exist at all? I'm just asking. I'm not saying they should or should not. And I've been to many museums all over the world, taken around by experts. And I've always felt I was as though I was being shown around and looking at things that was so, for me, artificial, so other people's expression, what they considered beauty. And I wondered, what is beauty? Because when you read a poem of Keats, or some really a poem that a man writes with his heart and with very deep feeling, he wants to convey something to you of what he feels, what he considers to be the most exquisite essence of beauty. And I've looked at great many cathedrals, as you must have, over Europe. And again, this expression of their feelings, their devotion, their reverence in mason, in rock, in buildings, in marvelous cathedrals. And looking at all this, I'm always surprised when people talk about beauty or write about beauty, whether it is something created by man or something that you see in nature, or it has nothing to do with the with the stone or with the paint or with the word, but something deeply inward. And so I've often, in discussing with so-called professionals, having a dialogue with them, it appears to me that it's always somewhere out there. The modern painting, modern music, the pop, and so on, it's always somehow so dreadfully artificial. I may be wrong, but so what is beauty? Must it be expressed? That's one question. Does it need the word, the stone, the color, the paint, or it is something that cannot possibly be expressed in word, in a building, in a statue? So if we could go into this question of what is beauty, I feel to really go into it very deeply, one must know what is suffering, or understand what is suffering. Because without passion, you can't have beauty. Passion in the sense, not lust, not the passion that comes when there is immense suffering, and the remaining with that suffering, not escaping from it, brings this passion. Perhaps, and passion means the abandonment, the complete abandonment of the me, of the self, the ego. And therefore, a great austerity. Not the austerity of, as the word means, ash, severe, dry, which the religious people have made into, but rather the austerity of great beauty.
Yes, I'm following you. I really am.
The great sense of dignity, beauty, that is essentially austere. And to be austere, not verbally or ideologically, but being austere, means total abandonment, letting go of the me. And one cannot let that thing take place if one hasn't deeply understood what suffering is. Because passion comes from the word sorrow. I don't know if you've gone and looked into that word. The root